Have you ever taken a photo and thought, nope, not until I find the right filter? That moment, that tiny hesitation, is a window into one of the biggest psychological shifts happening right now. This isn't just about having fun anymore. This is about a generation of girls and women who are slowly, quietly forgetting what their own real face looks like. We're diving deep into the psychology of girls who are using beauty camera filters. This isn't a lecture. This isn't about shaming anyone. This is about understanding the powerful and sometimes scary forces that these little digital masks unleash on our brains. We're going to explore why that perfect filtered version of yourself is so addictive, what it's doing to your self-esteem, and the real, surprising reason why you might feel a little empty after you post that flawless selfie. Stick around, because by the end of this, you're going to see your phone's camera in a completely new light. The allure of the digital mask. Let's rewind. Remember the first time you used a filter? Maybe it was the dog ears on Snapchat or a silly face swap. It was pure, harmless fun. But then, the filters got smarter. They didn't just add bunny ears. They started subtly reshaping reality. They smoothed skin, enlarged eyes, slimmed noses, and sharpened jawlines. They didn't just add something to your face. They started correcting it. And this is where the psychology kicks in. Our brains are wired for social approval. Every like, every heart, every positive comment on a photo gives us a tiny hit of a brain chemical called dopamine. It feels good. It's a reward. So when you post a filtered photo and it gets more positive attention than an unfiltered one, your brain makes a simple, powerful connection. Filtered me equals more reward. It becomes a game where you can't lose because you control the rules. You can present the most idealized, societally approved version of yourself without going to the gym, without a makeup artist, without any effort at all. It's the ultimate shortcut to social validation. For a teenager navigating the brutal world of social media, that shortcut isn't just tempting, it feels like a lifeline. It's a way to control the uncontrollable chaos of puberty and social anxiety. But here's the catch. That perfect filtered face isn't just a fantasy. It starts to become your new normal. Your brain gets used to seeing that version of you. It becomes the standard. And this is where the fun stops and the problem begins. The problem, when the filter becomes your face. This is the central challenge, the core issue we need to talk about. It's called selfie dysmorphia. It's a relatively new term, but psychologists are seeing it everywhere. It's when the filtered, digitally altered version of you becomes the image you hold in your mind, and your actual real-life reflection starts to look wrong. Imagine this. You spend an hour taking selfies. You find the perfect angle, the perfect light, and of course, the perfect filter. Your skin is smooth, your eyes are sparkling, your face is perfectly symmetrical. You post it. You get a flood of compliments. You're so beautiful, flawless. Your brain soaks it all in. Then later, you walk past a mirror and you freeze for a second. Who is that? Your skin has texture. Your eyes are a normal size. Your nose is your nose. There's a disconnect, a jarring, uncomfortable gap between the you the world praised and the you staring back in the mirror. This isn't just a feeling. It's a documented psychological phenomenon. A study from Boston Medical Center found that plastic surgeons are reporting a massive increase in patients bringing in filtered selfies as their goal for surgery. They don't want to look like a celebrity anymore. They want to look like the filtered version of themselves. They're asking for procedures to give them the impossibly large eyes, the tiny nose, and the poreless skin that their favorite filter provides. But here's the brutal truth. You cannot achieve a digital filter in real life. It is a mathematical illusion. Chasing it is a recipe for endless disappointment and a shattered sense of self. The problem isn't the filter itself. The problem is the identity crisis it creates. When your online avatar gets all the love and your real self feels invisible or worse, inadequate, you start to resent the person in the mirror.
You start to believe that the filtered version is the real you, and your actual face is just a problem that needs to be fixed. The development, the slow erosion of the real you. So how does this happen? How does a fun app feature slowly chip away at our identity? It happens in a few key stages, and it's much slower and more insidious process than you might think. The comparison trap gets personal. We've always compared ourselves to models and celebrities, but that was a distant comparison. We knew on some level that they had teams of stylists, professional photographers, and Photoshop. It was easier to dismiss. But a filter? It's your face. The comparison is now hyper-personal. You're not comparing yourself to Gigi Hadid, you're comparing your real face to the perfect version of your own face. This is a much more damaging and confusing internal battle. There's no one to blame but your own reflection. The normalization of the abnormal. Our brains are incredible adaptation machines. If you see your filtered face every day, it becomes your new normal for what is normal. Psychologists call this visual adaptation. Just like you can get used to a smell in a room, you get used to seeing your face with digitally altered proportions. So when you see your unedited face, it doesn't just look normal, it can start to look abnormal, strange, and flawed. Your own natural face becomes the outlier. The performance of perfection. Every filtered selfie is a performance. You're playing the role of the perfect, happy, flawless person. And while performing can be fun at first, it's exhausting to maintain. It creates a pressure to be that person all the time. You start to feel like you can't show up in the world without your armor on. This creates immense anxiety. What if someone sees me without my filter? What if they meet me in real life and I don't look like my pictures? This fear can lead to social withdrawal and a deep-seated feeling of being a fraud. The data doesn't lie. The numbers behind this are staggering. A report from the Dove Self-Esteem Project found that over 80% of girls have used a filter or photo editing app by the age of 13. Even more concerning, 1 in 2 girls says they don't look good without digital alteration. This isn't a niche issue. It's a cultural epidemic. It's rewiring the self-perception of an entire generation from the second they get their first smartphone. The climax. The mirror cracks. This is the key moment, the turning point in the story. The climax doesn't happen when you delete the app. It happens in a much quieter, more personal moment. It's the moment of realization. It's the moment you're crying about something completely unrelated and you instinctively open the camera to take a selfie, but you can't find a filter that can hide the real, raw pain in your eyes. And for the first time, you see it. You see the real you, the human you, the you that feels things deeply. And you realize that no filter can capture that. In fact, the filter erases it. It erases your humanity. It's the moment you meet up with a friend you only know online and you see a flicker of confusion in their eyes because you don't look exactly like your pictures. That tiny moment of non-recognition is a dagger to the heart. It's the moment you look at a photo of your mother as a young woman and you see her laugh lines, her freckles, the slight asymmetry of her smile, and you think she is the most beautiful person you've ever seen. And then you realize you had filtered all of that away. You had smoothed her skin, widened her eyes, and in doing so, you had erased the very things that made her her. This climax is the crack in the digital mirror. It's the understanding that in our pursuit of flawless, we are filtering away the very things that make us interesting, unique, and authentically ourselves. Our digital memories are becoming curated galleries of who we wish we were, not archives of who we actually were. We're creating a digital ghost of a perfect person who never really existed. And in the process, we're neglecting the beautiful, messy, imperfect human being that we are. Reclaiming your reflection.
So where do we go from here? Is the solution to throw our phones in the ocean and never take a selfie again? Of course not. That's not realistic. The goal is to change our relationship with these tools, to use them with awareness, not addiction. The first and most powerful step is to simply become aware. Notice how you feel when you use a heavy filter. Does it make you feel powerful, or does it make you feel like you're hiding? Notice how you feel when you see an unfiltered photo of yourself. Is it discomfort? And can you sit with that discomfort for a moment and ask yourself, why? Start small. Try posting a photo without a beauty filter. Maybe it's a picture of your hands, your shadow, your coffee cup. Just something that represents you without showing your face. Get comfortable with putting any version of unfiltered reality online. Curate your feed and follow accounts that make you feel bad about yourself. Actively seek out and follow people who show their real skin, their real bodies, their real lives. Fill your digital world with diversity and authenticity. It will reprogram your brain's idea of what is normal and beautiful. Most importantly, practice self-compassion. Talk to yourself like you would talk to your best friend. Would you ever tell your friend that her nose is too big or that her skin is terrible? No. So why do you say it to yourself? Your face is not a collection of features to be critiqued. It's the map of your life. Every freckle, every line, every little imperfection has a story. It's the story of laughter, of sun-kissed days, of moments of thought, of a life being lived. Your real face is your superpower. The journey back to yourself isn't about hating technology. It's about reclaiming your power. Those beauty filters are a tool, but you are the artist. And you get to decide what kind of art you want to create. Do you want to create an endless series of identical, perfect, and ultimately empty digital masks? Or do you want to create a messy, beautiful, authentic, and courageous record of a real human life? Your real face, with all its so-called flaws, is your superpower. It's what connects you to other people. It's what shows your joy, your empathy, your strength. Don't filter it away. The world doesn't need more perfect illusions. It needs more real, imperfect, and absolutely unforgettable you. If this conversation resonated with you and you want to learn more about how to build unshakable self-confidence, the next video that pops up on your screen is one you absolutely cannot miss.